Sagittarius, welcome. This is Crow Indigo Intuitive Tarot. This is your weekly read. Sagittarius, placement Sun, Moon, or Rising. General reading. And a happy summer solstice to all of you. We are asking Spirit today to give us some guidance about our summer lesson plan. What are we working on this summer? What are we meant to be learning and growing through? We're using two different decks. We have the Star Spinner Tarot, and that's this one. And we have the Art Nouveau, Golden Art Nouveau, to do some clarifying pulls from in a minute. So let's see what we have for you, Sagittarius. We have Queen of Coins, Five of Coins, and the Pentacle, the Ace of Coins. So these are all pentacles. Could be a reading about money. Kind of feels like it's a reading about value in a more general sense, okay? So we're going kind of backward from Queen to Five to Ace. So I think this summer you are doing some work, Sagittarius, on understanding what is fundamentally of value to you. You are in a position where you've accumulated a lot of information about what you're worth, what money means to you, what good health means to you, all of the resources in your life. You are in not a bad position at all right now. In fact, I get the sense that you're able to take it a little bit easy this summer, not stress quite so much about being a mover and a shaker and accumulating more resources for yourself, or more financial security, more material comfort. And I think you have this opportunity over the next couple of months to really consider how it all began, whether you like where you're at, whether things have developed and grown in the way you would like them to. And you can remember a time when you didn't feel like you had very many resources. You didn't feel like you had so much. But looking back at it in retrospect, you can see that you always had the potential to have what you have today. What was fundamentally of value to you, what was really the key to all of what you have obtained, was already with you, even then when you felt cut off from resources, when you felt shut out from opportunity. And it comes back ultimately as you work your way through your memories and your observations throughout the summer. It comes back to the one fundamental opportunity, the one fundamental value or core principle that matters most. And I don't know what that is. I can't tell you what that is because it's going to be different for each of you. But as you're doing your work over the summer, you start to realize what truly and ultimately matters most to you, the kernel from which you could grow any future that you desire. But it's this sort of unpacking all of your luggage, unpacking every box to get back to and remember who you were and what really truly matters. So interesting, and I'm not sure it will be the same for any two people, but it could be that you have a little space this summer mentally to really consider these. We have so many planets in retrograde right now and throughout the course of this year that it's not really surprising that some of you, many of us really, would be kind of unpacking the past and looking at reevaluating, revisiting experiences and understanding what they mean. Let's see what we have here for clarifying cards. There is a sense of rest, of letting your mind just power down for a while. giving yourself the space to recuperate and recharge and heal through rest could be very important in your work this summer, in your mental work, in fulfilling the lessons that Spirit is inviting you to. Giving yourself some space to rest, not overbooking your schedule, not taking on extra responsibilities. And you may feel that at some point in this journey, you may start to feel that there are places where you've cut corners, or where you have been less than authentic with certain people, or less than honest in certain situations. We all have. Let's just get that right out there. I don't want that to derail you in your process, because whenever we stop and we look back, it is a rare person indeed who doesn't uncover certain situations where maybe they would have handled it differently, being the person they are today, than they had handled it at that time. Don't. That's sort of like this. It's like a quicksand trap. Okay. That is your mind not wanting to go deeper. That is your mind not wanting to uncover what this key is. It wants to derail you. It wants to put you in a space of shame so that you don't dig further. And I want you to avoid that, okay? Acknowledge it. See yourself in that situation that you were in. See how present day you would handle it differently. Say your silent apologies if you need to certain people, but don't let it derail you from the process, because it's a game that your mind plays. Your mind doesn't want you to go so deep. It doesn't want you to do this work, and it will try to distract you by making you feel bad about things that maybe weren't handled the way that would have been optimal. But none of us can handle every situation perfectly. None of us can take care of everyone and ourselves every moment of our lives. It doesn't work that way. And it does not make you a bad person, okay? 2 of Cups coming out here as your third clarifying card. It feels like somewhere along the line there was a partnership, not necessarily romantic. I want to say that. Although these two look quite, close and intimate in a romantic way, we don't know that. And the 2 of Cups doesn't always mean soulmates. It doesn't always mean soulmates in the way of a romantic relationship. What it signifies is this divine connection, somebody really, really important in your life. And as you're doing your excavation here, as you're sort of paring down from where you are today to where it all began and figuring out what is fundamental, there will be the recollection of one key relationship which was just so pivotal. And this may not be somebody you've thought about in years. To be honest, it could be somebody who at the time maybe it didn't even seem like it was such a pivotal connection. But there is that person there. And that is sort of unearthing who that person is getting you very, very close to figuring out what is the very most important kernel in all of this, in your journey, in your summer project here, essentially. So I hope that's helpful for you. It looks like a pretty interesting process to go through, and I really do feel like you'll have the space to do that mentally this summer. So thanks for being here. Thanks for letting me read for you. Always a pleasure. I hope that you are well. Thank you for supporting the channel. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so, and we'll see you next week. Blessings.